Did you know that over 80% of deals require 5 or more follow-ups to close them? Everyone knows that sales follow-up is critical, but oftentimes it gets left behind because we lack the structure or the process to do this well. In this video, I want to show you how you can optimize your sales follow-up process so you can maximize the output while optimizing the amount of time that you're actually spending on the follow-up, because the goal is to ultimately increase the overall sales volume, which means you have to save time for actually going and talking to customers, building quotes, and then using the limited time that you do have to follow up consistently and not let any quotes fall through the cracks. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chris. I'm the owner of Boolean Automation, where our mission is to free you up to do what you love. In this video, we are diving deep into managing tasks and sales follow-up inside of HubSpot. This is a tool that we recommend for all of our clients. It's a super powerful CRM. And when you leverage sales follow-up and the tools that HubSpot has built for sales follow-up, you are going to see tremendous gains in your close rate and overall sales volume, because it actually allows you to focus on the tasks at hand today, the things I need to do to move the needle, and you don't waste time trying to remember or decide who to follow up with and who not to. You can literally just go call after call after call, mix in an email there, email here, whatever, and get through stuff so much faster than you could previously. So that's what we're going to be diving into this video. Let's take a look. So my recommendation when it comes to sales follow-up in HubSpot comes down to the way that we build out our automations here. So the first thing is there is we call it the S1 or the sales one sequence. And this is when the bid is sent. So we have a bunch of logic that happens inside of the quote being sent so that it updates from Paint Scout to HubSpot, all the hours, the data that's in Paint Scout, we pull that into HubSpot. But after that, we have a separate automation that we call S1.3. And S1.3 basically just submits the deal or submits that contact that just received the quote into the proper sales sequence that is owned by a particular sales rep inside of HubSpot. So the main thing to understand is that the enrollment in the sales sequence happens by default as soon as you send a quote to the customer. What the sales sequence is, I'll show you over here. And this is the standard sales sequence that we build out for all of our customers. We call it the bid sent follow-up sequence. And this is the sequence builder here, where you can see we've got an email, a call task, a manual task, another call task, manual email, call task, automated email, and so on. So any one of these can easily be edited. You just come in here, click edit email. You can make adjustments as you see fit. Always make sure that when you are adjusting this, you're always going to want to update the existing template. Don't save it as a new one. The other thing is that every single email in here is going to come from the sender name and the sender phone number. So we've dynamically inserted, so you can have one sales sequence, have all your sales reps use the same sequence, and it's going to look as if it's coming from that individual. It's actually going to come from their email as well. So our automation automatically enrolls the contacts into the correct sales sequence so that the sender is the proper estimator. So that's the first thing, is just understand that if you're ever curious, what are the steps, you can quickly see these are the steps in the sequences, the days that they're going to happen, and so on. Also, after you have a decent amount of volume come through this, you can actually see the open rates of your emails, the clicks, the replies, how many meetings you got scheduled, all that type of stuff will start showing up. But obviously, you got to have a substantial amount of data to get that information. So what this means is when you send a quote, automatically, as soon as we enroll a contact, they're going to get a thank you email that just says, hey, thanks for giving us the opportunity to bid your quote. I just sent over the estimate. Please review it. Let me know if you have any questions. Then on the second day, a call task is automatically going to be created for you and saved inside of tasks in HubSpot. So the important thing to know is that all of these tasks, you'll see that it says pauses sequence. So one thing I really like about HubSpot sequences is that all of these tasks are not just going to be continuously generated. And so you end up, 2 weeks later with a whole bunch of backlog tasks that you've forgotten about or you're falling behind on. The way that this works is I'm going to get a call task to call the particular customer, and it's due the next day. But if for some reason I don't get around to it, that particular task is going to say, "Hey, you're past due. You need to do this. It was due 2 days ago. It was due 3 days ago. Due 4 days ago." But I'm not going to get a series of additional follow-up tasks that are kind of irrelevant at that point because I didn't even do the first one. So having a second, third, or fourth call task doesn't make any sense. So the first thing is understand that these tasks are going to get created. And then as you complete them, the next task is going to get generated, and then the next task and the next task. So what I want to show you is understand that every single bid you send is going to get enrolled, which means they're going to get an automated thank you email and they're going to get a call task on day 2. The way that you're going to leverage or keep on top of those tasks is by using this is my personal favorite interface, and it's the prospecting view. So this is a really great snapshot of tasks that you have due today. If you have any overdue tasks, they're going to be here, and then tasks that you're going to have for tomorrow. And so this is, by the way, to set this up as your default, I'll show you this really quick. You're going to go to settings, and then on the general, you have this default homepage. So you want to change this to the prospecting choice and then hit save. So what that means is every time I log into HubSpot, I'm going to be taken right to my prospecting dashboard, and I'm going to see all of the tasks that I have to do. If there's any sequences that I have people enrolled in, it'll show me right there who's in what sequence. And I can even connect my calendar to be able to see my upcoming appointments and whatnot here as well. This is my favorite view because it's a great place to look at the beginning of the day, see what I need to do, and then quickly dive into those tasks. Now, the next piece that I want to show is when you are actually doing the task. So when what I recommend is do not do your sales follow-up when you're driving around and you're distracted. A lot of times sales reps will do that because they think they're being more efficient, or they're trying to optimize every minute of their day. So they're trying to, squeeze in a phone call here, squeeze in a phone call there. And what I would recommend is use that time, the windshield time, to listen to an audiobook or a podcast or strengthen your sales skills or your mindset or whatever. When you're going to do follow up, do that in front of a computer, and you will be amazed with what I'm about to show you, how quickly you can get through 10, 15, 20 tasks because of the way HubSpot set this up. So for today, let's say I sit down and I've got tasks that are due today. So I can just click right here, start all 10 tasks. I click that, and it automatically pulls up this awesome task queue. And you can see that my first task is to call Karen. So it's saying this is the number I'm going to call because we already have her contact. And I've already connected in this case, this is a business number, but I've already connected my cell phone. So if you want, you can actually click add new number, and you can either connect like a Ring Central number or your personal cell phone. And this is really awesome because, in fact, I'll show you right now. If I go in here to the call settings and click my number here. Oh, and actually, I am not able to do this in this account because I'm a partner admin. But if you go to this, there's a place where you don't want to get a HubSpot number. You just want to connect an existing number. So you'd connect your existing phone number, and that allows you to make outbound calls from your cell phone number. So when the person gets that call, it's going to be from your cell phone. And then if they call you back, it would ring on your phone. The other option would again be to use your Ring Central number. The benefit of using a Ring Central number or a VoIP that integrates with HubSpot is that all of your inbound calls coming into you will also be logged. Whereas if you're using your cell phone number, only outbound calls get recorded and logged, whereas inbound calls to your cell phone would not get logged. So That's one reason why I would probably suggest using a Ring Central or a VoIP connected number so that you get both outbound and inbound calls logged inside of HubSpot. But now let's getting into this. What I want to highlight here is that for each one of these people, I can literally, as soon as I click this, it's going to start dialing this contact. So I'm going to click and then hang up very quickly. So I'm going to call and hang up. So pretend that I'm still on that call. So I'd already just ended it. So I'm not actually ringing this person's number. And you can see by doing that, I can choose, I left a voicemail and the call type was a sales follow-up. And I can, if there is notes needed, I can go ahead and do that. But now I just click save and complete task. It automatically pulls up the next one. So Patricia, so let's go ahead and walk through how quickly this is. So I go call, and then I'm going to say, hey, Patricia, this is Chris from Boolean Painting. Just wanted to follow up about your estimate. Please give me a call back when you get a minute. Love to see if you have any questions or if there's anything else I can do to help. And then I can, once again, say left a voicemail. The call type was a sales follow-up, save and complete task. On to the next one. Call. It starts dialing. I hang up. Left voicemail. Call type. Sales follow-up. Wait 10 to 20 seconds. Save and complete task. But you can see like just the speed at which I'm able to get through these is awesome. It's like so powerful to just go boom, next one, left voicemail, sales follow-up, save and complete, next one, and you just crank through these. And if on any one of these, if for some reason I don't want to call that person right now, I can just click the next person and call Obi-Wan instead. So I'm going to click call and I'm going to leave a voicemail for Obi-Wan. I'm going to hang up. Go to the next one, left voicemail, sales follow-up, save and complete. And you can see that you can just crush phone calls by doing it in this way. So that's the first thing that I would say. That's how I recommend managing your tasks. And the best part about this, back to the sales sequences, is that all I have to focus on is completing the tasks that I have. So if I stay on top of my tasks every day, I call the ones that I need to call, and then as soon as I call, a new task is going to be created for me to handle at a later date. And so all I have to focus on is getting through my tasks as quickly as possible to be able to follow up with those people. And then the other thing is that on every single contact that you're working with, if you are calling a particular contact here, I could, first of all, look at associations and see the particular deal. This is where you would see all the information about the quote amount and the dollars, the project type, all that stuff. So you can view the information about the deal. You can also just immediately go open up any record that you want in regards to like looking at more details in particular. So it's super, super quick and easy to do that. The last thing I want to show is, let's say that if we go back to the summary here, now you can see that my tasks that are due today, if I refresh, you can see I just did 5. So I've got 5 more tasks due today. I could even potentially get started on tasks due tomorrow if necessary. But it shows you this awesome task progress of these are all the things that I had due today. So I've got 5 of my 10 calls completed. Just a really nice snapshot of how I'm doing with all that. Then if you wanted to see all tasks, and by the way, I just want to interrupt this video real quick to say I've put out almost 200 videos on HubSpot and sales automation and marketing automation and just streamlining your painting business. So if any of this is valuable, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with somebody else that you might think would find value in this, and let me know in the comments what was most valuable in this video. Everyone knows the YouTube algorithm, but liking and subscribing and boosting and sharing these videos helps support the channel and our business and allows me to create even more content for you. So like and subscribe, and let's keep going. You can go over to CRM, click tasks, and then in here, you can choose like, oh, I want to see the task that this other rep has, or what I wonder how many tasks Nathan has assigned to him. But by default, these are going to show you all of the tasks that are assigned to you. And then you could even filter by, I want to see all the ones that are due next week or tomorrow, or they were past due, or whatever it is. But this is another place where you can start the task queue by saying, ooh, I need to call Matthew, and just like check, who am I going to go through this list and call? So I make the checklist of all the things I want to do. and then I can just click start 8 tasks. And once again, it takes me to this sales queue or this task queue. It looks slightly different than the prospecting version. So this might be one reason, or you might like this more or less than starting it from the prospecting section, but it's the same exact idea where I can click call, leave a voicemail, wait for the call to log. I could even say, told them about the test and go ahead and select left voicemail. And this is a sales follow-up. And then also, let's say in a random, for whatever reason, I actually do talk to the person. So they tell me, yeah, we're actually, give me a call in a couple of days. I can quickly say, create a follow-up task, and I can choose, I want this to be due in 3 business days at 9:30, and it's just follow up with Matthew. So I click save, and now when I complete the task, a new task has been created for 3 days from now. That's going to go back to my task queue, so I won't forget about that. Then I go to the next one. And again, you can just start to see the speed at which you can get through all these. And you can, again, customize which tasks you're going to follow up with and how by doing it like that. The one, I know I said the last thing, here's a bonus one for you. The other thing that I recommend doing as far as how you should be focusing or going through your day is after you complete your tasks, you can go look through your pipeline and again, switch to, I want to only see deals that are owned by me. In this case, I don't have any deals. I don't think in this system, I might have a couple. So yeah, I can see here are the deals that are owned by me. And I can actually, once again, click, let's say that I'm actually going to switch and pull in some of these. So let's say that I want to I've got all these bids sent and they weren't added to the sales queue or they weren't added to a follow-up sequence. So what I can do is actually go through and check all these. And the ones that I check, I could then say, okay, I want to follow up with these in particular. So I can create tasks just for those. And I want all these to be call tasks. So it automatically pops up that call box for me. I'm going to assign them to myself, and then I'm going to put them into the sales callback queue. And I want all these due tomorrow at 9:30. You could switch it to today. And do you want a reminder? I don't need a reminder because I'm going to do these right now. So I click create tasks. It just made 8 tasks for me. I can go to those tasks now. And now those ones that I just created that are due tomorrow, let's say due date is tomorrow. And these just got added in with all the other ones that I just had. But here we go. I've got these that I can check off here, or I could just say, I want to do all of them, right? Start 17 tasks, and it's going to take me right into the top. And on any one of these, if I'm like, I don't want to call them right now, I'm going to skip that. It'll save it for me. Or I could even say, you know what, this one, not really appropriate to call right now. I'm going to change this to do in 3 business days and save that and then go to the next one. So super, super easy to do. When you have an email task, it will actually pull up the email box instead of the phone call so that you can get through that even faster as well. So that is a complete guide to how you should be leveraging HubSpot tasks and the prospecting home screen. If you have any other questions, do not hesitate to reach out. This is a super, super powerful tool. And I just think once you spend the time to set up the sales sequences in the way that you want, it really does free you up to focus on what do I need to do today and not get bogged down by wasting time, scraping through lists and lists of deals and trying to remember, did I call that person? Did I need to say something to them? You just keep everything inside one place. Thank you so much for watching. I love doing content like this. What questions do you have for me? Drop them down in the comments, and we will see you in the next video.